Hey guys, we are back with some more Atlanta Thrashers franchise mode, and in this one we are going to get to the offseason, but first we have approached, Kip Miller, with a contract extension because of his playoff performances. He was pretty good, especially in that series against Ottawa, which ultimately we obviously didn't win, but he was still a very key piece to that series. So I would like to bring him back for next season. Everybody else, though, who is currently on the upcoming FA's lists can go to free agency. Now we will see the awards. The Hart goes to Lidstrom. The Conn Smythe goes to Hossa, because, of course it does. Yeah, Ottawa, they were, as you saw, very good. And Ilya Bryzgalov wins the Vezina. Lidstrom also wins the Norris. Corey Perry wins the Calder. Bob Gainey wins GM of the Year. Fiddler wins the Selke. Eliage wins the Maurice Richard. The Art Ross goes to Capitals right wing Jaromir Jagr. Alfredson gets the Plus Minus Award. The Saving Grace Award goes to Marty Turco. Ray Emery gets the Jennings Trophy. Patrick Eliage gets the Lady Bing Trophy. Alfredson wins the Masterton. Mark Messier Leadership Award goes to Chelios. Lidstrom gets the Ted Lindsay Award. Jacques Martin gets the Jack Adams Award. And the All-Stars named, you have Bryzgalov, Lidstrom, Chara, Datsuk, Henrik Sedin, and Jagr on the first team. Second team, Backstrom, Boyle, Girardi, Eliage, Getzlaff, and Martin St. Louis. And here we go, just about to end off officially this season. Let's see what our report card is. So, Manager of the Year, no, we did reach the playoffs. We did have a winning season. Did not have a win percentage of 600 or better. Did not finish first. Did not reach the finals. Did not win the championship. But we didn't have any negative categories either. So our total season score is 22. And I'm going to put all these points into negotiating. And, oh man, that's unfortunate. We approached him with a contract offer. He accepted it. But now, Kip Miller opts for retirement. So that's unfortunate. Would have liked to bring him back, but... So there's something to note right off the bat is that our team colors have now changed. We are now with the light blue home jerseys as opposed to the dark red ones. And let's see who is in free agency. Okay. We finally have some decent free agents this year. I you know what it was? I guarantee you it was that since there was no salary cap before, that's why we weren't seeing anyone in free agency, because teams could sign everybody. But now that they can't, we're finally starting to see some guys in free agency. So we have Craig Conroy here. You have Rob Blake, Zubov. So mostly older guys. Obviously, that's usually who's in free agency anyway. But Chris Phillips, Sopel, Heino, Sore. So taking a look at our roster as it is now, you have Dubilowitz and Nurminen in net. I have to admit, we could use an upgraded net for sure. Dubilowitz did all right in that playoff series against Ottawa once he had to get in there. But in the regular season, not so much. Like, he had a .942 save percentage in that series, which, phenomenal, but I don't know how consistent he's going to be with that, necessarily, being a two-star goaltender. He's all right. We could keep him, for sure, but I think Nurminen might be on his way out here. He's had some solid save percentages over the regular season, but that playoff performance, I mean, I know we ran into a couple of tough teams in Florida and especially Ottawa, but I feel like we could use an upgrade at this point from Nurminen at least. So if you find a goaltender who's out there, I'll definitely be looking at those options. On defense, you got Pikkinen, Ludman, Caberlet. They're all staying. Ballard, I haven't really been impressed with his simulating, to be honest. He had 35 points last year, so that's good offensively for him, but his grade has been average at best for all the years he's been in the simulation. Then you got Andre Mazzaros. Mazzaros had 17 points last year, 57 grades, so that's better than, I think, Ballard's grade. Yeah, that's better than any grade Ballard's had besides his first year. So we'll give another year to Mazzaros for sure. I'm just not sure what to do with Ballard. I might want to trade him, to be honest. And as we take a look at forwards, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is Oshie. I'm pretty sure Oshie is ready this year. Yeah, he had a pretty solid year in the AHL. He grew to a 4-star potential and a 2-star current rating, so I believe he will be on our roster for the entire year. Peter, he was okay for a rookie on the fourth line. 56th grade. Stefan, he had some clutch goals in the playoffs last year. I would like to keep him on board, if anything, as a defensive player. I would say 2 forwards and 2 defensemen, and maybe a goaltender if we can find one. because we certainly have the cap space to get basically whoever we want. The salary cap currently, or is that the offseason salary cap? That might be the offseason salary cap. Let's just say, just to be safe, we'll say our salary cap's at 40 million, just so that we don't spend too much, because we still obviously have to pay guys like, I think Kovalchuk's contract is coming up soon, or did we already renew him? No, that's 2 years away. Okay, so not that big of a deal, but still, I would like to be able to have flexibility. So I think we'll say our maximum is 40 million. Even though it says 48 million right now, I don't know if that's going to be the case going into the season, because that might just be the offseason salary cap. So we're going to start out with defensemen. There's Chris Phillips from the Ottawa Senators, who, I mean, obviously they crushed us. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to get him for sure. He's 6'3". What about his ratings? Good defensively. Got some good offensive read as well. Could probably, I mean, yeah, he's good for a consistent 30 points or so. Very good mentally. He would be solid. He would be a solid get, and he's only 28 years of age, so you got at least 4 or 5 years out of him. And he's much younger than Blake or Zubov. And then the only other 2.5-star option is Sopel, who I guess he wouldn't be bad. He's better offensively, it looks like. Not better mentally. I wouldn't say he's better physically. I don't like his ratings. I don't like his grade as much as Phillips, who, I mean, granted, he was on the 60-win Ottawa Senators last year, but still, the grade is usually something that is consistent no matter what team a player's on. Yeah, I think Phillips would be a phenomenal pickup for this team. He really would be. Because I'm not entirely sure about Ballard. So then if you get Phillips, your top 4 would be Pikkinen, Ludman, and Gabriele, and then insert Phillips. That's a good top 4. That's a real good top 4. Especially considering Pikkinen gets a consistent 50 points a year, almost. And then you got Ludman, who had a pretty good year himself last year. And then Gabriele is capable of getting 40 points. You put Gabriele and Phillips together and then leave Ludman and Pikkinen together. That's a very good top 4. I'm liking it. I mean, again, not optimal because there's no, obvious stud in there, but it's a solid top 4 if we could get Chris Phillips. So I think that is exactly what we're going to do. So he's asking for 2.9 for 3 years. I'm all right with that. I'll just make sure we get you. I will give you 3.3 for 3 years. So one guy who I would really like to get for the forward core here is Gabriele. He, on the New Jersey Devils last year, had 40 points, consistent 60, mid-60 grade almost every single year. And even the year that he didn't have, it was 59. He was almost there. And he has 3 consecutive 40-point seasons. So if we can sign him, I believe he's a 2-star player. If we can sign him for 2.5, he wants 1.09. Yes, please. Please let Sarge sign with us, because that would be a steal if we could get him on board. He wants 3 years. I'll start out with 2. So there is Tim Thomas for goaltenders. I don't know how reliable he would be, though, considering he's pretty injury prone. And, his ratings are fine. I like his ratings. As for his grades, fine. His save percentage is good. But it appears he's been playing as a backup for the past 4 years in LA. Let's see what he wants first. That wouldn't be bad. That's a lot less than what Nurminen is making. Yeah, we can certainly try this for Tim Thomas. I'll give him 790,000 for 2 years. And I would like to get one more defenseman just in case we need him. And I think that will come in the form of Martin Skolas, 26 years of age, pretty well-rounded in general. Got good mental category, good physical, good defensive. Once again, just very well-rounded defenseman there. He hasn't scored too many points, but he's solid there with his grade, 62, 63, 63. So not noticeable defenseman, but he does his job, right? So I think that would be a good pickup. So we will get Martin Skola a contract offer. He wants 690,000 for 2 years. I will definitely do that for you. So I think one more forward would do the trick here. We're going to go after Peter Schaefer. He had a good grade last year, 63 grade. 37 points. I don't know how much ice time he was getting. Same kind of situation with the ratings as Martin Skola does. He's just got very well-rounded attributes everywhere, so we could pretty much rely on him in basically any kind of situation, I would imagine. And I will give you $830,000 for 2 years. So there you go. That's about all I wanted to do in free agency. Nothing big, but definitely some really good players in there, especially with Phillips and Breland. Those are guys who I really want to get on board. So hopefully they all sign, and we will get to the draft, I believe, is next. Oh boy. Chris Phillips is a day one signing for your Atlanta Thrashers. This was an easy decision for me to make. I'm looking forward to winning with you in the future. Let's make this official. We just stole Chris Phillips from the champion Ottawa Senators. I'm presuming the champion Ottawa Senators, considering one of their players got the Conn Smythe, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, let's check that real quick. Yeah, the champion Ottawa Senators. That makes sense. But nonetheless, we got one of their better defensemen. So unfortunately, we're going to have to renegotiate with Peter Schaefer and Sergei Breland. Definitely want to get Breland on board. He says he wants effectively 1.7, so I'll take him to that, and I'll give him... I really want to get him on board, so I'll give him 1.9. And Peter Schaefer, I will take you to 1.21. Sure, that works for you. Now it is draft time. So it looks like Nicholas Backstrom is going first overall this year. Oh my goodness. 3-star ability to start out, and the 5-star potential. Looks like St. Louis is getting themselves a gem there. That being said, let us pick until human, and we'll see who went first overall. Claude Giroux goes to the St. Louis Blues, and Backstrom goes to the Rangers instead. So I guess Blues just like Giroux better. But I would have taken Backstrom for sure, given that he is already that 3-star ability. The Rangers lucked out there, as Varlamov goes to the Lightning. Taves goes to the Blackhawks, so that is certainly interesting. Mason goes to the Hurricanes. Johnson goes to the Maple Leafs. Brad Marchand goes to the Phoenix Coyotes. Jordan Staal goes to the Calgary Flames. Jonathan Bernier goes to the Sabres. The Islanders get Hammond. The Bruins get Foligno. The Oilers get Phil Kessel. Lack goes to the Wild. Petrie goes to the Kings. Hagelin goes to the Penguins. Latara goes to the Sharks. Toulouse goes to the Flyers. Flynn goes to the Kings. And Wayne Simmons goes to the Montreal Canadiens. So now we are on the clock. Michael Grabner is currently the best player available, I would say. I mean, there's a couple of other 1-star abilities, but Grabner also has the highest potential out of those guys. He doesn't get injured too often. That's good. It's a good start. Pretty good offensive ratings already. Mental's not really there, but I'm sure that'll get better as he gets older. Defensive read at 12. That's okay. Speed 18. Yeah, liking what I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't think there's much to debate on here. Zach Smith, yeah, I like Grabner much better. Weiss, yeah, Grabner's definitely the best option here. We are going to be taking Michael Grabner. Welcome to Atlanta. So we skipped our second round pick because we traded that to, I believe it was Edmonton for Comrie. So now we're at pick 80, and there's already not much. Already down to the 1-star potentials. So I guess we'll, these guys are... Yikes. Yeah, I'm looking at these players and I don't care for any of them. We're just going to do auto draft here. There you go. Sergei Breland has joined with your Atlanta Thrashers. So we're looking up. I'm really liking the way this team is shaping up at the moment. Martin Skula, we're going to have to negotiate with him. Tim Thomas has signed. So after a lot of negotiation, Peter Schaefer has finally signed on. A lot more than I initially wanted for him. But if he could produce at the level that he did last year, I'd say he's worth it. And Martin Skula also signed. So I believe we got everybody that we wanted. So now we are going to take a look at our roster as it stands. We have Dubilowitz, Nurminen, and Thomas in net. On defense, you have Pikkinen, Ludman, Phillips, Gabriele, Ballard, Mazzaros, Skula, and Salmela. And at forward, you have Stahl, Kovalchuk, Nash, Peltonen, McKenzie, Higgins, Comrie, Breland, Vasicek, Oshie, Schaefer, Peter, Stefan, and Lindgren. Is there anyone on Chicago I should be bringing up? Christensen and Korpikoski are down here. Let's see, why is Korpikoski unhappy? Contract, new team, jersey number. Okay, so he's not unhappy because he's at the wrong level. So then I think we'll keep Christensen and Korpikoski down here until they get the 2-star ability. So I've just spent the past little bit filling out our AHL squad. We now have more players than we did before. Because before I believe we had maybe 10 players, probably less. So now that I know this still isn't a full roster, but it's better than it was. I do kind of want to sign Pavlich for the upcoming year, but I want to see if he turns to a 1-star ability first. We'll probably sign Grabner as well, but again, I'm going to wait on him. So the training camp development report, you have Kovalchuk growing a little bit in strength and determination. Who else had notable growth? You have Oshie growing a lot with acceleration, team players, screening, shooting range, shot blocking, and defensive read. Schlemko grew with speed, determination, offensive read, and shot blocking. It's a pretty good growth there in training camp. And look at that, Stahl is now officially a 5-star player. So with all that being done, I think we will end things off here. In the next one, we will get to the Year 6 simulation. And let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one.